Welcome to my channel, Military Comebacks. Today's story takes you deep inside a naval base, a world where discipline, honor, and the chain of command stand above everything else. But sometimes, a single moment of arrogance can become the most powerful lesson of a lifetime. So settle in and let this unforgettable story unfold. The hallway rang with the sharp rhythm of boots striking steel. Captain Ryan Maddox moved through the corridor of the USS Sentinel, pride of the Pacific Fleet, with rigid precision. His uniform was flawless, his gaze as cold as the sea at dawn. Junior officers snapped to attention the second they saw him. Maddox didn't simply earn respect, he enforced it. To him, weakness was unacceptable, and softness had no place aboard his ship. The crew obeyed him without hesitation, though many feared him more than they admired him. That morning the air was heavy with tension. The Sentinel was preparing for an unexpected inspection from Fleet Command. Maddox wanted absolute perfection, no dust, no errors, no excuses. As he strode along Deck C, he noticed a woman standing near a maintenance hatch. She wore an unmarked Navy uniform, no name tag, no visible rank. Only a silver anchor patch on her shoulder. Her presence irritated him instantly. "Authorized you to be here," he demanded, his voice echoing down the corridor. She turned slowly, her eyes calm and steady. "I was instructed to be present for the inspection," she replied softly. Maddox's jaw tightened. "Inspection personnel report directly to me. You don't wander around my ship?" "My ship?" she repeated quietly, as if testing the words. That subtle defiance pushed him over the edge. In 2 steps, he was in front of her. He grabbed her arm and forced her back against the wall. "You answer to me on this deck," he growled. The hallway fell silent. A young ensign froze nearby, horrified. The woman didn't resist. She simply held his gaze, completely unshaken. Then, in a voice calm but commanding, she said, "Captain Maddox, stand down." He blinked. "Excuse me?" She calmly reached into her jacket and pulled out a black identification case stamped with the golden seal of the United States Navy. She opened it beneath the fluorescent lights. "Admiral Evelyn Shaw, Commander, Pacific Fleet Operations." The color drained from Maddox's face. His hand dropped instantly. Gosh, every sailor within sight stiffened as reality struck. "Admiral," he managed to whisper. "Clearly," she replied, sharply, "because if you had known who I was, you would have remembered that respect works both ways." She straightened her sleeve, her expression not angry but deeply disappointed. "Report to my office." Now, inside the office, the silence was suffocating. Maddox stood at rigid attention while Admiral Shaw sat behind the desk, composed and unreadable. "You've served 12 years under this fleet," she said. "Outstanding tactical records. Exceptional evaluations, no disciplinary actions." She paused. "Until today." "Ma'am, I accept full responsibility." He said, "You acted with aggression toward someone you assumed was beneath you," she corrected firmly. "You mistake command for power. It isn't power, it's restraint." Her words hit harder than any formal reprimand. Maddox had built his career on dominance and control. Now he sat before someone who commanded with quiet authority and undeniable presence. "Tell me, Captain," she asked softly, "how many of your crew truly respect you, and how many simply fear you?" He had no answer. "I once served under a captain who believed fear created loyalty," she continued. "Trust. No one stood by him. He lost his ship hand, the people who could have saved it. The room remained still." "I'm not here to end your career," she said at last. "I'm here to remind you what leadership means. You will remain in command. But for the next 2 weeks, I'll be aboard. You'll report not only readiness and drills, but morale, welfare, and teamwork. We'll see what kind of leader you truly are." As he turned to leave, her voice stopped him. "And Captain Eve, do you ever raise your hand to someone under your command again? You will never wear that uniform." "Understood, Admiral," he replied quietly. The following days changed everything. Admiral Shaw walked the decks with steady grace. She spoke with engineers, shared meals with medics, and trained alongside junior officers. She asked about families, ambitions, and struggles, The crew slowly began to relax. Smiles returned. Conversations grew lighter. Maddox watched closely. The respect she received wasn't demanded, it was given. One evening, he found her on the observation deck, watching moonlight shimmer across the waves. "Permission to speak freely, ma'am?" "Granted." "I don't understand how you do it," he admitted. "They follow you because they want to." She offered a faint smile. "Because I listen." Leadership isn't about being the loudest voice. It's about being the one worth hearing. He absorbed her words in silence. "You are right to expect excellence," she added. "But excellence without humanity eventually collapses. Fear creates obedience. Trust creates loyalty." Something shifted inside him that night. By the end of 2 weeks, the Sentinel felt different. The crew worked in sync. They spoke openly. Laughter returned to the mess hall. When Admiral Shaw prepared to depart, the entire ship assembled on deck to salute her. As she approached the gangway, Maddox stood waiting. "Thank you, Admiral," he said firmly. "You taught me more in 14 days than any academy ever could." "You learned it yourself," she replied. "You just needed direction." She extended her hand. "Make your crew proud." "I will, ma'am." That evening, Maddox gathered his sailors. "From today forward," he said, "this isn't my ship. It's ours. Every voice matters. Every sailor counts." Cheers erupted across the deck. Months later, the Sentinel led a rescue mission in the South China Sea, saving hundreds after a devastating typhoon. Maddox's leadership earned praise throughout the fleet, but when reporters asked what had changed, he answered simply, "I met someone who reminded me what honor truly means." And that is the story of pride, humility, and the real meaning of leadership. Because behind every uniform, there's a human heart. If this story moved you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This is Military Comebacks, where every story reminds us that strength is greatest when it is guided by respect.